in the paddock at the moment. It's been raining overnight, it seems, but the paddock itself, it's heaving this time out, and we can see quite a few of the riders waiting to head out in this next session. So of course in this garage is Oliver Hull, getting ready to go out himself, and we're just gonna dive on in. So Oliver, how are you feeling this weekend? You've got a smile on your face.
I think this weekend's going to go well, but I'm just, the reason why I got a smile on my face is because I'm confident and you've just come up to me and surprised me.
Yeah, surprise, we put you on the spot, but how are you feeling going into this weekend?
I think this weekend's going to be a good weekend, because we've done some track days here, and I was doing well, and I got my best lap time in the last elite practice, so I'm confident and having some good fun.
And this year on the Minimotos once again, and of course a couple of years ago you were the rookies champion. Do you think you're going to be fighting for the championship this year at the front?
To be honest, I think I am, but it would just be hard to get past Taylor because he's really quick. But yeah, I'm going to try.
And finally, you're not doing any Metric Kit runs this season on the Mini GP50. Why is that?
The reason why is because last year when we were doing Mini and Metric Kit, I was doing really well on the Metric Kit, but then when I was going really well on the Metric Kit, but then the Mini just went backwards.
Well, we wish you the best luck this weekend. We hope everything goes good for you guys.
Thank you.
So now it is time for the LC40 Elite class, where Byron Johnson will start the race from pole position. Lewis Hull will start the race in second place alongside him in the front row, with Taylor Tomlinson in third. Matthew Thomas will be starting the race from fourth, with Sam Gardner in fifth, and we actually have a rider missing in our sixth place spot, so not what he'll be wanting at all. So sixth place missing from our grid, but there is our pole position man, Byron Johnson, looking ready, and he's looking ready to race at the moment. But that is Nicholas Dunwoody that is missing from this race start at the moment, so hopefully he can find his way even as a late starter into this race. But now the riders head out on their warm-up lap, and it's going to be Byron Johnson on pole position in the 16 bike field.
Yeah, so it's this 16 bike field. We're going to make their way now round the laps, just get their confidence up. This is acting as a formation lap. So it looks like they'll make their way just around the lap, simple as possible, to line up on this grid. I'm really looking forward to all the action here. And what are you thinking? What do you think will happen here?
Yep, it's going to be a great battle. Once again, it's a packed field, a 16 bike field here in the LC40 Elite class. It's the highest class of Minimoto racing here at FAB-Racing. So I'm sure that we're going to see a great battle. Byron Johnson, he's going to be wanting the title. He's going to be wanting something special. His brother Austin won the championship last year after some great battles between the two throughout the season. So a lot of guys racing the multiple classes in this grid. There's not really too many riders racing the LC40 Elites that only races in one class. It's more of a add-on class to get that extra track time and get that extra competitive racing edge. As you can see, Lewis Hull, the size difference between himself and Byron Johnson on that front row. So the riders wait on the grid at the moment. Lewis Hull, he looks focused though. They point to the lights will go on. And the revs built, and we go racing. Byron Johnson, a clean getaway, a very steady getaway, but a fast one at that. Lewis Hull in second place at the moment, with Taylor Tomlinson in third. Sam Gardner is in fourth place, with Ollie Sims just behind him. Matthew Thomas just behind them in sixth place, with Harrison Day having a good start himself. Sebastian Castelli once again further down the order, of Bradley Curtis having a great start to his race. Cal Maxwell at the back of your picture there, making their way through. But still the 47 of Matthew Thomas. He's currently in 5th place, and he has a jump start penalty to add on to that, so not what he'd be wanting at all. A terrible start to his race, but Lewis Hill trying to find any way past. He has to use all of his body throughout the corner to try and make up that time that he loses on a straight line deficit. I did speak to Lewis Hill's dad at the end of round 1 and 2, and there is the number 12 having a little crash there, crashing out of the race. Very, very disappointing for Archie Hooper. So Archie Hooper, a disappointing start to this race, but still 8 laps to go.
Yeah, fantastic start to this race. Byron Johnson really getting the launch that he needed ahead of Lewis Hull. They make their way now through the 1/880 degree. That's the number 47 of Matthew Thompson with that penalty. So that's really going to prove to be really horrible start for him, as he currently runs in 5th place. He'll be trying to make his way through the pack, and that's really what he can do at this point. I'm not sure if he'll be aware of the penalty. I'm not sure if he's aware that he's actually done it, but I'm sure he'll be notified at the end of this race, or we'll see whenever that happens.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see when the official results come out later on. But there is Ollie Sims having a battle further back down the field with Matthew Thomas, as Lewis Hill in 2nd position, still under threat from Taylor Tomlinson, as Byron Johnson leads the way at the line last time around. 0.745 of a second was the gap between 1st and 2nd. So Byron Johnson trying to stretch out that lead early on. Lewis Hill has a bit of a disadvantage in a straight line, but I was speaking to Lewis Hill's dad at the end of the last round, and he did say they were having to do quite a lot of work to the motorcycle between round 2 and 3 to try and help with the straight line deficit on these liquid cool machines. Some of these riders racing on the air cool bikes, the slower motorcycles in the straight line, such as the likes of Oliver Hall is racing in the air cool bike, so they have a lot of time to make up throughout the corners, but it still provides some great racing. Coming over the start finish line, Byron Johnson leads the way 0.6 of a second from Lewis Hull, who holds the fastest lap of the race, a 49.232 at the line last time around. He's closing the gap ever so slightly.
Yeah, so fantastic there from Byron Johnson. I just noticed that Lewis Hull through that last corner, which just wasn't using the curb. I'm not sure if that was a bit of a late break or something, but just wasn't using the curb. But he's still trying to look and try and get onto the back of Byron Johnson. He's faster by just over 1/10 of a second, about half a second separating the front two. So there's definitely an overtake building here. The tension is building definitely for an overtake, and I'm sure that Hull will be able to get past soon. He's just got to try and figure out where Johnson is just a little bit weak on this circuit, and just try and capitalise on his strength to really close up to the back of that number 37.
Yep, Byron Johnson leading the way this time around. He sets his personal best of the race and extends the gap. So Byron Johnson, one thing we've seen from him over the past couple of seasons is he's not one for making mistakes. He's not one for cracking under pressure. He goes about his own business, does his own lap times, does what he's comfortable with, and then when it's time, he's able to push, he's able to stretch out that gap, as Ollie Sims in 4th position at the moment, with Taylor Tomlinson still in 3rd. So Taylor Tomlinson, he's still there. He's in a reasonable distance, a reasonable gap between 1st and 2nd. So if there's any drama, if there's any issues, he's there to pounce. He's there to capitalise on them, and he's there to try and climb his way through the podium positions. As Matthew Thomas, he drops down to 4th position in the order at the moment on the 47 machine, with Harrison Day just behind him. So at the front, Byron Johnson leads the way, another personal best, and now 1.2 seconds at the line.
Yeah, so fantastic. We see a side-by-side battle between here, the number 47 of Matthew Thomas, and he looks to be getting ahead. I think that was of Ollie Sims, and that's the number 12 there of, I believe, Archie Hooper. So Hooper's already had an issue at the beginnings of this race. He had another one. Oh, he's absolutely fuming with himself, and someone's run over to grab a little bit of help, and there you go. The bike is being carried over to the side of the track, and that is a really unfortunate end to the race for Hooper. Looking back here at this 2 bike battle.
Yep, there's Bradley Curtis defending from Rockstar Rex Austin. I've been told that's what he likes to be known as, that's what he likes to be called, and he finds it pretty cool, as just in front of this lot is Oliver Hall. So this is in 9th, 10th and 11th. These are for the final positions within the top 10, but there's Ollie Sims trying to find a way through. He's frustrated trying to get through these back markers here. So Ollie Sims, frustration shown from him is actually Ollie Sims. He's had his own issues on that last lap. He's actually down in the order. He's down outside of the top 10, and this is Ollie Sims' own running position. So frustration shown from him, so either a mistake from himself, or we've seen he was having a battle with Matthew Thomas. But 3 laps to go in this race, and drama already starting with Byron Johnson leading the way by 9/10 of a second ahead of Lewis Hull, and Ollie Sims crashing out and having an issue, dropping all the way down to 11th place.
Yeah, so following the back with Johnson and Hull, we've got Matthew Thomas still with that penalty, but he's running in the podium positions, but I'm sure he'll be under pressure from Harrison Day in the number 15. We carry on watching this battle between these 4 bikes, and there's Archie Hooper who's managed to get going. And following down to the rest of the top 10, 5th place Josh Perkins is ahead of Liam Lindquist in the number 14 bike, with Sam Gardner ahead of Oliver Hall, and Bradley Curtis with Rex with that's Ollie Sims moving ahead in the number 73. That's completing the top 10.
Yep, completing the top 10. Ollie Sims finds his way through Archie Hooper. That will not be a position for him though, as Archie Hooper is getting lapped as we wait to see, can Ollie Sims do anything on Bradley Curtis? Bradley Curtis coming down from Scotland this year to race in the FAB-Racing Minibike British Championship after racing up in Scotland in the Scottish Championship. So new competition for him, as Byron Johnson on this last lap of the race continues to lead the way on the number 37 machine. So Byron Johnson leading the way in. There's not much of a gap though, 7/10 of a second at the line last time around between this man here, Byron Johnson, and Lewis Hull just behind as they head onto the back straight. They head onto the straight run, they tip it to the left, they plank it on their knees. So much feeling and so much feedback you get from the motorcycle whenever it's tipped over on its side. They go through the flip-flop and power it out through, getting the throttle as hard as they can. Byron Johnson's looking relaxed, but he actually has no gap to relax here, as 7/10 of a second at the line. He takes the checker flag. It was a dominant run once again, but Lewis Hull, he's not made it easy for Byron Johnson. Second position for him, and Byron Johnson 9/10 at the line. He won thereby, as Matthew Thomas on track will come home in third, but we'll have to wait and see later on where he actually officially finishes after his jump start penalty. So 4th place, we await to see the bright pink helmet of Harrison Day. There he is, comes across the line, as Josh Perkins, Liam Lindquist, Sam Gardner and Oliver Hall will lead the big battle for the final positions within the top 10. So, great race once again. Tension was building already from the start of the race, with Byron Johnson hoping to lead the way.
Yeah, so if we now watch the launch, brilliant start there from Byron Johnson, making his way towards turn 1, managed to fend off from Lewis Hull. They're all having a look down the inside, a lot of them using the inside line, see if they can nick a position or two.
So now we await to see there through the back section of the circuit. Now Lewis Hull, slightly different line. He needs to try and carry a little bit more corner speed as he struggles on the exit of this corner. But Byron Johnson leads the way, continuing to extend his gap, and that was one of the crashes for Archie Hooper on the number 12 machine. He managed to remount, he managed to get going again, but 37 led the way from the 41, and then Taylor Tomlinson sat in 3rd place. So there was Matthew Thomas. We found out he did get given a jump start penalty after he just slightly crept on the line. So the 47 machine, not what he'd be wanting at all, as coming over the start finish line was Ollie Sims, who was having a great battle, and you can just see there someone sticking out the left hand side of his motorcycle. So there we see Archie Hooper on the 12 having another issue there, and he was very disappointed. As we're just being told just before we wrap things up that Taylor Tomlinson will be disqualified and he will not be counted in that race result due to not having a transponder fitted on his motorcycle at all. So the 77, who finished in 3rd on the track, will not get that 3rd position at the line.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there for Taylor Tomlinson, but we're now heading on to the next race.
Drama yesterday. We've seen Byron Johnson looking incredibly strong there, but actually looking in the holding area, that is Oliver Hall on Byron Johnson's motorcycle. So it looks like Johnson has given him a bike to lend for the weekend, but Oliver Hall, what can he do on that machine? We have to wait and find out. Taylor Thompson making his way onto the grid. He's had a good weekend so far as Taylor Thompson. He's competing in 3 classes this weekend, so a busy weekend there from him.
Absolutely. So as we now look at our current pole sitter, which I believe is Austin Johnson, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, a younger brother Byron, almost identical livery on the motorcycles. We've seen it last season as well, that Austin won the championship, Byron came home in second, and now Byron looks like he's the man to beat at the moment.
Absolutely. I think Byron Johnson has got a really good chance here in this race. We now look and do the formation lap getting underway, and we'll move into the grid sequence as soon as we can. If they head through now into turn 2. What do you think is going to happen here, Lewis?
Yeah, we're going to see high drama once again. We're going to see everyone trying to beat Byron Johnson, who will line up on the grid in the front row in this 16 bike field on the number 37 machine. But these riders will be hoping for a good race as Lewis Hull hopes to beat Byron. He'll start in second place. Taylor Thompson will start a race from third position with Matthew Thomas alongside him. Sam Garner starts in 5th place with Nicholas Dunwoody in 6th. Ollie Sims starts the race in 7th position on the 73 machine, with Josh Perkins starting the race from 8th. In 9th position will be Harrison Day on his return to FAB-Racing after having a broken season last year after some injuries. But Liam Lindquist starts the race from 10th place with Oliver Hall on Byron Johnson's motorcycle starting in 11th. Bradley Curtis beginning the race from 12th as he makes his way through down from Scotland. Rex Austin starts the race from 13th with Sebastian Gosłowski, Archie Hooper and Cal Maxwell. Rounding off our 16 bike grid, Lee Klaus is at the front of this grid, our start marshal here at FAB-Racing. She attends every single round, and what a great job the officials do to keep everyone safe. But now we look to the lights will go on, and then we will go racing here at Red Lodge for the LC40 Elite class. Byron Johnson leading the way, Taylor Thompson looking for a move on Lewis Hull straight at the start of this race. Lewis Hull though slotted into second position as Taylor Thompson backs out of a move. Sam Garner currently in 4th ahead of Matthew Thomas and Josh Perkins, as there is Bradley Curtis in front of Rex Austin at the moment, with Sebastian Gosłowski just behind that pack. But at the front, Byron Johnson leads the way, and nobody is going to want him to get away. Is at the front straight away. We've seen quite a concerned riding style there from Taylor Thompson. He looks like he's in a hurry, and he looks like he knows how quick he needs to make a move, because he thinks he's faster than Lewis Hull in these opening stages of the laps. But we're being told now there's a jump start penalty for the 6th place man, Ollie Sims. So Ollie Sims, a jump start penalty there from him, not what he'd be wanted. It's very, very easy to do. He's actually dropped down to 7th on this opening lap, but it's still Byron Johnson who leads the way at the front from Lewis Hull.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic start there from our leader Byron Johnson, but you can already see Lewis Hull is already all over the back of the number 37, making their way now into 180 degrees and then making their way through this little camber section down the hill towards the Warden. And look at there, Taylor Tomlinson is keeping up with these guys, but they head now in toward the back section of the circuit, and Lewis Hull will just be trying to see what he can do. He's going to have a look down the inside, but I think he's going to stick in behind for the moment. Now looking out the inside here, Lewis Hull trying to get the slipstream, sticking in behind Byron Johnson, heading towards the final chicane here and across the start-finish line. I think it will be Byron Johnson leading the way ahead of Lewis Hull. Taylor Tomlinson taking the fastest lap of the race that time around, and with 7 laps to go, this one is not going to disintegrate quickly.
Yep, it's not going to disintegrate quickly because Taylor Tomlinson 2 tenths faster last time around than the front 2 in front of him, especially Lewis Hull. So Lewis Hull slightly lacking in pace at the moment, but he does have a slight straight line deficit. He has to push a lot in the corners, but both of them doing an incredible job right now to keep up with Byron Johnson. Potentially Byron could be saving some in the bank for whenever there's a battle in place, but certainly the front 3, no passes being made just yet, which has allowed them to break free from the likes of Sam Gardner and Matthew Thomas, who are a further 2.3 seconds down the road. So 7 laps to go. They'll come across the line this time around to make it 6, and then the battle will start. The thinking will start as Byron Johnson, fastest lap of the race, 2 tenths faster than the man behind Lewis Hull this time around. But there is Oliver Hull following Ollie Sims, who has that jump starting penalty, and that battle at the moment is for the 5th position. So Oliver Hull in 5th place at the moment. having a great battle. So there's Nicholas Dunwoody as well, just behind Josh Perkins in this battle. So battles all the way down the field. Harrison Day also hoping to get involved in here, and that's what we love to see in this elite class.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been getting so close and having a good tussle with each other, keeping it nice and fair. Yeah, I'm really excited to if we can get a battle up at the front. We currently watch it again, like you said, Josh Perkins just ahead of Dunwoody, and Dunwoody will be trying to see if he can do anything towards that final chicane. It's again so tough to overtake here at Red Lodge, and you have to really get yourself get that tyre down the inside and make yourself known and throw your opponent off to a little mistake. We now head on towards the next lap, and 5 laps to go left of this mini bike race in the LC40 Elite class.
Yeah, we just seen in the back of our shot towards the end of the lap, Sam Gardner has stopped at the side of the circuit. He's pushing his bike on the grass. So Sam Gardner, he's going to be a retirement from this race, it seems. But this battle is still raging on at the moment. Matthew Thomas now leads the way on the 47 machine from Ollie Sims, and Oliver Hall just behind. Now we come through towards this long left towards the S's, and what a race we're having at the moment. Byron Johnson now leading by 4/10 of a second, but this battle's definitely not over. Nicholas Dunwoody trying a different line, trying the farmer sweeping line to allow to have more corner speed heading onto the straight. Lewis Hull, he's losing touch here, 7/10 of a second, 3/10 last lap. Byron Johnson made up on the 2 riders behind him, so if he wants to do something, he has to do something very quick.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a look here at the top battle. Still Byron Johnson leading the way. He's looked really comfortable out in the lead. He hasn't really cracked under pressure at all, but maybe you got to think, is Lewis Hull maybe holding back a little? He's a bit behind here, which is a tad worrying for the number 41 rider. They make their way now through the S's and towards the Simpsons straight there. You just saw there Taylor Tomlinson using a lot of the curb there, just getting a bit further out wide, trying to get the best exit, and this is the battle for second place. Taylor Tomlinson really looking to try and get past here. Like you said, he was quite eager in the early stages. We now pick up, I think that's Oliver, that's Simsy, I believe, there.
Yeah, Sims at the back of this pack, still having the battle. Matthew Thomas leads the way for 4th position. So 3 laps to go in this race, and now Taylor Thompson's the fastest lap of the race at the front. But this battle, nothing between the 3 of them. So it's Matthew Thomas versus Ollie Sims. There's Lewis Hull. Lewis Hull has an issue. He pulls over to the side of the circuit. A shake of the head. Disappointment there from him. He throws the hands up in the air. He doesn't know what he can do to be able to fight for these race wins. That is going to allow Taylor Tomlinson into 2nd place. Lewis Hull, disappointment there from him. He's going to be very sad. Hopefully they can get sorted for later on. He doesn't know what to do with himself at the moment as a parent comes over to give him some help. But Matthew Thomas, this means this battle will be for the final podium position, giving that extra drive to the likes of Oliver Hall, who's looking to make a move any second now as he head into turn 2, and he does make that move, and he backs out of it last minute. That would have been contact there. Matthew Thomas did a great job from defending. Can Ollie Sims get involved even more and get past Oliver Hall? Of course, Sims does have that jump start penalty, so I don't know if he'll be wanting to get too involved with this battle with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We see now that that is, I believe, Oliver Hall trying to go on the inside here. He's having a look, but again, gets the door shut, so maybe you try a different line as we head in towards this tight hairpin, and through the S's we go along the Simpsons straight, and it can maybe we pick up the leader here. Byron Johnson onto the final lap of the race. He's got a 1.6 second lead over the number 77 rider of Taylor Tomlinson, but it's been all guns blazing here for Byron Johnson. He's looked so confident on that bike, and it's been so impressive to see.
Yep, he really has. 1.6 seconds. He's extended it every single lap as now Nicholas Dunwoody makes his way into 5th position further down. But your race leader, a 50-second last time around lap time. Taylor Tomlinson slightly faster, but it was a fantastic race. He's looked dominant, and it's once again going to be a Johnson on top. We await for him to manoeuvre around the final corner. Cool, calm and collected. That's the Johnson fashion as Byron Johnson completes the Johnson tradition of winning the LC40 Elite class. Taylor Tomlinson comes home in second place and dances his way across the line once again. Matthew Thomas looks to come home in third. They'll pass Cal Maxwell at the line, but there is Oliver Hall coming home in fourth, with Ollie Sims in fifth. He'll have that jump start penalty added on in the official results, as in fifth place is Nicholas Dunwoody as well, with Ollie Sims actually getting dropped down to sixth. But Byron Johnson winning the race at the line as Taylor Tomlinson comes home in second and Matthew Thomas in third. Wow, what an incredible race. A lot of drama there and a lot of big names making mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic race there. Byron Johnson just giving a little wave to the camera, a little thumbs up, and I'm sure he'll be so happy with that performance. He'll be absolutely delighted to get another win here in the LC40 Elite class. But there you go, a winning margin of 1.9 seconds over Taylor Tomlinson, with Matthew Thomas completing the podium, and then Oliver Hall, Nicholas Dunwoody ahead of Oliver Sims, who finished sixth after that penalty. Josh Perkin in seventh ahead of Harrison Day in the number 15. Liam Lindquist and Rex Austin in 10th.
Great race here from the LC40 Elite class. Still plenty of action to come up. You can see in the background Lewis Hull running back to the paddock across the circuit, and we'll hopefully get that bike fixed, because we're seeing a great battle forming for that lead. And it looks like for certainly the opening stages of the races, Lewis Hull and Taylor Tomlinson can keep the pace and match the race leader. But race 3 will be coming up later on, and now we move on. Now, coming onto the circuit, it's race 3 for the LC40 Elite class. These guys, it's been great racing all weekend. Byron Johnson, he's looked incredibly strong all weekend. We're going to have to wait and see if he can make the triple this weekend. Lewis Hull, he had issues with his motorcycle in race 2, stopping him from being able to compete with Byron Johnson, although Byron Johnson did just edge the gap ever so slightly. But certainly in the early stages of the race, it looks like that's where you need to make the move and make the lap times to be able to keep hold of Byron Johnson.
Yeah, Byron's looked really strong throughout this race, and I do believe that he can go on and do the triple, which would be absolutely crucial for his championship chances. But he'll have some really difficult opponents here, and looking at Taylor Tomlinson, I believe they're looking in, he's currently sitting in third place on the grid. We'll move into the oh, we already had an off. We've got an off. That's
Matthew Thomas.
Matthew Thomas. Or is that Perkin?
Matthew Thomas crashing there on the warm-up lap. He's up on his feet though.
Always limping a bit.
Slight limp, but it's good to see he's up on his feet on his own steam at the moment. He might just be a little bit winded from that one, but yeah, it doesn't look like he has any intentions anyway of starting this race. He will sit at the side of the circuit on the barrier, and yeah, he's not happy about that. He's crashing on the warm-up lap, but Byron Johnson will start in pole position. 49.388 from him in qualifying, with Lewis Hull next to him. Taylor Tomlinson will start in third on the 77 machine, with Matthew Thomas, he should have been starting in fourth. It doesn't look like he will. Sam Gardner starts in fifth, with Nicholas Dunwoody in sixth. Ollie Sims and Josh Perkins starts in 7th and 8th, with Harrison Day making his return share to FAB in 9th, with Liam Lindquist rounding out our top 10. Oliver Hall will start the race from 11th, with Bradley Curtis, Rex Austin and Sebastian Gasowski in 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Archie Hooper and Cal Maxwell rounds out our grid for the LC40 Elite class. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have to wait and see who can catch Byron.
Oh, it's going to be so close, I think. But we wait now on the grid and wait for that famous green light. So the lights will be coming on in just a moment. We just need to get confirmation of that all checks are done and complete, and that we are happy. So I think we're just having to move the Matthew Thomas bike away from the circuit, and then we can go green. So I think there we go. I think we're just having a look there at the paddocks, saw someone walking past. So before we get into this race, do you think we were going to see a fantastic battle, or do we think someone's going to storm off Lewis?
I think we're going to see Lewis Hull give it everything. It's going to be one at our minute for this final race. He's going to want to keep up with Byron Johnson, but who two can do it, they will look to the lights, the revs will rise, and we will go racing now. And Byron Johnson look to his left, and now it's Taylor Tomlinson who leads the way. Lewis Hill dropping down to fourth. Third now, he's managed to get past Sam Gardner, but Taylor Tomlinson leading the way from Byron Johnson. There's Harrison Day having a battle with Oliver Hall further down in the field, so that's the number 15 of Harrison Day leading the way. Ollie Sims there, and Nicholas Dunwoody having the battle further down. But Lewis Hill already starting to lose touch ever so slightly. I spoke to Taylor Thompson. He felt he could win this race if he had a liquid cool machine. He wasn't too confident about winning it on the air cooled machine, but we're going to have to wait and see if he can do it, because right now he leads the way on the 77 ahead of the 37 of Byron Johnson. Byron Johnson, he's looked strong all weekend, but this could be a game changer. This could be the turning point in the championship.
Oh, an absolutely incredible start there for Taylor Tomlinson. I saw him soaring on the inside line and absolutely claiming that apex, which is exactly what you need to be doing. But that is sorry, my mistake. That is
Byron in the lead now. So Byron managing to find the way through on the start finish straight ahead of Taylor Tomlinson now on the 77 machine. So Taylor Tomlinson pushed down to second position at the line. It was half a tenth separating them. Taylor Tomlinson, though, he's got to struggle in the straight line to get anywhere near them in the braking zone, and that really is tricky on this circuit, because you need to manage to get a good drive to get alongside them as you go into the corner to even get a move done. So now we have to wait and see, because Taylor Tomlinson is looking racy. He's all over the back of him. Can he make it work? Can he make it move? We're going to have to wait and see. There's Lewis Hill. Mechanicals once again from Lewis Hill. Disappointing start, disappointing end to his weekend. Hopefully he can get going to at least get points on the board. But literally the exact same straight run, it's cut off once again. So disappointing. Once again, as frustrated.
Yeah, I would be too. I think any rider would be frustrated with the exact same problem that he's been having in the second race earlier on today. So he's going to be, he's not going to be happy leaving. He's going to be happy to leave this circuit and hopefully regain his confidence for round 4 of the championship. And we now follow with the 56 here of I believe Sam Gardner. Looking down the inside is Oliver Hall. So Oliver Hall will be hoping to regain some confidence. He had a bit of a difficult weekend retiring in the second race, but he is going after here and trying to get that podium place and trying to get something from this weekend before heading into round 4. This is the last race of the LC40 Elite class, and heading down the inside goes Oliver Hall, but he's just going to back out of it. He's going to have a look down the inside. He is going to have a look down the inside, making it bold and brave, and he has done it. Oliver Hall will make his way up into the podium places, and the number 3 will now go on and try and claim a podium spots here.
Yep. Oliver Hall, amazing move there. Now he's actually on his own motorcycle in race 2. He did use one of Byron Johnson's 37 machines. Now he's back in his own, and now we await to see Ollie Sims further down the field, still battling Nicholas Dunwoody and Harrison Day. Harrison Day still at the front of this trio of riders. Just in front of them is Sam Gardner and that battle with Oliver Hall, but there's Sims still under pressure from Nicholas Dunwoody. Can he manage to keep him behind? We're going to have to wait and see. Ollie Sims, highly experienced, but once again, one of our taller riders here at FAB, means struggle a bit more on these Minimoto classes compared to the likes of Harrison Day, which are much smaller riders. But Byron Johnson at the front, 3/10 of the second is the gap. This gap, though, is absolutely nothing. Ollie Sims trying to defend from Dunwoody. Dunwoody looking for any way past. Will he try to line it up onto the straight? We're going to have to wait and watch. 5 laps to go remain in this race, and so far it's been an absolute cracker. Sun is out, bikes are out. What's not to love here at Red Lodge?
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic, and the sun makes it even better. And we now follow the leaders of Byron Johnson and Taylor Tomlinson. Tomlinson will be hungry to try and get past the number 37, but Byron then goes on to set the fastest lap of the race according to our timing screen with a 49.1. So a good time there for Johnson. Tomlinson just about 2/10 further back. So Tomlinson still trying to do his best, but it will be very, very tough to try and catch the double winner of this weekend.
Yeah, let's wait and let's find out, though, because Taylor Tomlinson, he's doing great lap times for being on that air-cooled machine, 2/10 off, but all it takes is for Johnson to run wide at one corner and then boom, Tomlinson can be there, and he can be there strong. Lewis Hull is just going to have to watch, and now we await to see what's going to happen, because Byron Johnson 37, the 49.1 last time around. What's it going to be this time around? We await and we watch. Ollie Sims defending from Dunwoody. Dunwoody looking down the inside. Can he make it work? They're side by side heading into the final chicane, and now no, Dunwoody cannot make it work. A 48.9 now in the elite class. The lap record in the elite class is held by Casey O'Gorman in 2018, setting a 47.5, so still quite a bit off that. But of course, if any rider can do it right now on circuit, it seems to be Byron Johnson, 6/10 of a second in the lead, as now Harrison Day, he's made up great ground to be able to battle with Sam Gardner.
Yeah, Harrison seems to be having a lot of confidence. So as we see, follow Day making his way round the next corner, and just trying to latch onto the back of Sam Gardner, who's had a mediocre weekend. He's had a few podium places, but that's Nicholas Dunwoody trying to overtake Simsy there. So as we now look back towards the battle for P4 and P5, Harrison Day will be having a look and seeing if he can do anything, making their way through French curve, trying lifting off and bleeding off the throttle to head in towards the centre, getting that tucked in, and I think there's a bit of rhythm loss there, but no, Nicholas Dunwoody is still going to stick in behind Ollie Sims. He has to make their way now into 180 we go, with the battle of 6th and 7th.
Yep, 6th place Sims, 7th place Dunwoody. Who's going to get to it? Who is going to get this 4th place? Because Harrison Day is looking strong, he's looking confident, and now Dunwoody and Day are able just to learn, just to get information, just to get data, and now they're trying to build up down the Simpson Straight. But there is Tomlinson already trying to do his best to bridge the gap between himself and Byron Johnson. It's the final lap of this race, and Byron Johnson, he's looked strong, he's looked confident, but this time around it's not been easy for him. The gap's still 6/10 of a second. The new fastest lap there from a 48.9 from Byron Johnson. He's already celebrating though, so he clearly feels confident. I'm sure Taylor Tomlinson will want to give him one over, and it looks like he's building into it, but down the Simpson Straight he's going to have to find something special to be able to catch up with a liquid cool motorcycle. Byron Johnson though into the final corner will lead the way on the 37 machine. He does it again, he does the triple here at Red Lodge, and wow, he will be happy with that one. Taylor Tomlinson comes home in 2nd position. Oliver Hall should claim that 3rd place, but Nicholas Dunwoody has found a way through. Can Ollie Sims find anything to make a way through? And there's Harrison Day. Harrison Day has managed to find a way past for that 4th place on Sam Gardner. So wow, what an end to that race. Sam Gardner losing a position and Ollie Sims losing a position.
Oh, absolutely dramatic stuff on the last lap, and there it goes Taylor Tomlinson. So I'm sure he'll be happy with 2nd place, but it's not quite the win in the LC40 Elite. He's already got 2 wins in the other class, but there you go. Byron Johnson is your winner of the class, with Taylor Tomlinson in 2nd. Oliver Hall, fantastic from him, having a few problems earlier on in the next couple of races. Lovely fist bump between those 2 riders. But as I was saying, Oliver Hall doing really well despite his issues in the previous.
Yep, great end to the weekend for the LC40 Elite class. So Byron Johnson winning by less than a second, 8/10 of a second at the line between himself and Taylor Tomlinson. Oliver Hall came home in 3rd in a great podium, with Harrison Day finishing in 4th. Sam Gardner came out to round out our top 5. Nicholas Dunwoody managed to find a way past on Ollie Sims for that 6th place, dropping Sims down to 7th. Liam Lundquist came home in 8th, with Sebastian Gasowski finishing in 9th on the 64 machine, and Cal Maxwell rounding out our top 10. So great ride there, a great race there from Byron Johnson, and between himself and Taylor Tomlinson, Tomlinson gave it his all, but it just wasn't enough.